Greetings and gratitude to all light forms and life workers who have found this, day 5 of 31 days of Divination Magic. I am your host, Yule Innes, the Third-Eyed Lion, and welcome. Today, on the 5th day, we will be discussing the Lenormand system of fortune-telling cards. There are 36 cards developed in France during the Revolutionary period by Lady Lenormand, who was unsatisfied with what she had at the time and decided to create her own system that is still used to this day. There's many different meanings, interpretations, and different variations of the Lenormand. We will be discussing another one later on in the series. But today, I would like to really just take a moment to honor the Lenormand, to honor this system. Many people have used them not knowing what they are, and many people, knowing what they are, choose not to use them. This is mainly because the incorporation of both ancient symbols and then the playing cards. Because both have associative meanings, have associative feelings, when these cards are used, sometimes there is a disconnect between the emotion and the intellect. This is one reason why tarot is much preferred in our Western world, because with the tarot it is very much interpretation instead of intuition. The intuition comes over time of you becoming a skilled and influential reader. The inferential of yourself, though. With the Lenormand, there is almost always a emotional response to the art. Where with the tarot, sometimes it is emotional, yes, but more often it is a intellectual. The sword means this, the cups means this, the queen means this, the knight means this. And for some people, that's a good way to go. That's a good energy to sit in. For me, I'm more like the dog. I'm more able to fetch and bark and create my reality and know when to rest and when to run. And instead of thinking it always has to be the same thing. The dog isn't always going to bark, but it's not always going to whimper either. There is always going to be a never. So when always and never come into contact with each other, it really creates a dichotomy. And this dichotomy is that as a child, the dichotomy that as the puppy, the youngling of whatever type you want to be. There always is going to be two extremes, and there has to be a middle ground. There's young, there's old, and there's middle aged. There's hot, there's cold, and there's warm. Goldilocks had it right, I say. Because we find in life, the things we eat are not meant for us. The places we sleep, not meant for us. The places we sit and rest are not for us. But there always is that third option. There's one that's too soft, too firm, and just right. There always has to be that third option. And so the fortune telling cards, I think, is a good third option. Meaning, most people, they use tarot, which is a system with intuition baked into it, but not a lot of intuition because the system is so rigid of the 78 cards in that position, in that energy. Where you have oracle cards, on the other hand, which is not so much a system where each oracle deck is so different, but it's so intuitive where each card has its own intuitive meaning that even goes against what the guidebook says it's supposed to mean. It still means that, even if it does not say that it does. So within you and around you at all times, there is both extremes, where the Lenormand fits right in the middle, because it holds the aspects of the playing cards, which is part of the tarot, and then it has the meaning, the abstract symbolism, which is the oracle. Where I find the most beautiful thing about the Lenormand, it being a fortune-telling deck, it is designed for professional readings, where tarot is not designed for professional reading at all. It's designed for gameplay. where most oracle decks are not really designed for professional readings either. They're more designed for personal readings, more diving into the conscious or the subconscious with the use of cards. Then when you work with a Lenormand deck, you are working both with your conscious and your subconscious. You're bridging multitudes of aspects within you because you are structured and non-structured at the same time. You are able to both be intellect and intuition and find that dance between them both, where they dance at such a beautiful energetic vibration where it's hard to tell the difference between the two because they're in such a powerful rhythmic spin that this rhythmic spin becomes this unifying force. It's just as simple as the give and take of a dance. So I lead you to the world of Lenormand. I recommend learning the Lenormand by Marcus Katz and Tal Goldwyn. There's other books in this grand world on the Lenormand. There's other readers who may say everything I say is wrong. This is fine. I could say the same thing about them, and one of us must be right, the other must be wrong, or you can say that no one can be right or wrong either way. It's only a matter of perspective. The Lenormand offers that to you. Unique perspectives. Know that the Lenormand exists in almost every country in the world. They can be found in both small cards and in large. There is a community on the internet of other Lenormand readers, and don't take it as dogmatic that it must mean this. The symbol always means this every time. No. The context, the situation, the emotions behind it vary, change, and really transfer from moment to moment. And that's a beautiful thing, I say. So I say thank you for finding this broadcast, for being willing to watch some obscure internet content. Poor audio quality, very poor visual quality, but hopefully high energetic quality. So I say thank you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next broadcast tomorrow.